我が主より園児が仕事を終えるまで遊べばよいと命じられています。十分に再会を楽しめましたし、これでお開きにしようと思います。
Yeah, I guess so. See you, Erika. Let's fight some more next time. Also, let me give you a hug for our reunion. As if. Erika gave an elegant curtsy.
なぜエンジェに一なる真実をそそのかす。お前の主なら知ってるはずだ。エンジェには何の意味もない真実だと。
ええ、世の中のあらゆる真実に意味などありません。意味を生み出すのは結局のところ人間一人一人の心の中。一なる真実でさえ人が異なれば生まれる意味が異なる。ないんですよ、真実に意味なんて。それでも私が真実にこだわる理由はただ一つ。
探偵だから。
ぐっと。しかしエンジェさんは探偵ではありません。あの子にとって真実はゴール。幸薄き人生に終わりを告げる終止符です。これであの子はようやく生を終える最後のみそぎを終えた。死ぬためにたった一つの真実にこだわる一夜限りの、地上に叩きつけられて死ぬまでのほんのわずかな時間だけのかりそめの真実の魔女。
エンジェを死なせはしない。どんなに辛くても生きてくれ。それだけが俺たちの願いなのだから。生きていればどんな魔法もどんな奇跡だって起こり得るんだ。
それをエンジェさんの肩を抱いて直接言わなかったことがあなたの敗因です。いかがです？あなたのわめきを聞くだけでフルドエリカにはこの程度の推理が可能です。
生きろエンジェ
He yelled towards the chapel, but then she probably wasn't even there anymore. Matter his yell was swallowed by the empty pitch black sky and the sea of rampaging goats.
どうしえば作戦終了です。退却しましょう。
あら、もうおしまい？今度は私自らがエヴァ犯人説で島中をめちゃくちゃにしてやろうと思ってたのに。
Eva appeared in midair and cackled.
ごめんね、バトラ君。私の力不足で。私は私のやり方で12年間あの子を守ったわ。
感謝する。
でももうあの子が自分で決めることよ。もうあの子も18歳。自分の人生は自分で決めてもいいとは思わない？
悪いな、妹煩悩な兄貴で。
じゃあね。私は今はベルンカステル教の駒。これで失礼するわ。
Alright, well, bye, Eva Triss.
どうしえば後ほど。
Eva held her palm open, and a small pointed blue fragment appeared there. The fragment burst, and with a blinding flash of light, Eva vanished. It was the same light that had seeped out of the chapel earlier. Pieces cannot leave the game board. However, the Voyager witches alone could come and go. This was probably some sort of magic that Ben Castell had given them. Erika opened her palm as well, and the same sort of fragment appeared there. I wonder what this means exactly. Like, yeah, they're explaining this stuff here, but what does it mean, like, in a meta sense? I wonder. I guess I'll think about it some other time.
それではこれにて。下手をしたらこれでお別れですね。
Yeah, right. I learned my lesson. Trust me.
待ちな。 俺たちの決着は
If you could steal the fragment in Erika's hand, you would be able to go to where Ben Costello was. Oh? The steel surrounding the Book of the Single Truth would probably be broken easily with Ben Costello's power. Yeah, because of Federin, and thus because of Hajijo, and thus because of the key that she also has, and the book as well. However, even so, it would take her some time. If you could steal that fragment, you would have a chance at bringing Angie back. You know, the whole thing with Ben Costello and Federin / Hajijo, I think that the connection has been made since... Actually, I don't know. What? When did we... When was the first detail that told us that that Hajijo had a cat, and that cat could be Ben Costello? When was that detail like revealed? Like at the end of episode 6? Yeah, probably like at the end of episode 6, probably. And only with this recent part and all, it just made me think, how much of Ben Costello's actions in the past games have also had a tint of Federin and Hachijo in them as well? Hell, probably since the beginning. Or since game 3 onwards, maybe. Like this entire time, Ben Costello also did her thing in accordance with what the author would want. Which, I guess in a meta sense, it's kind of like, hey, you are using your villain for the sake of moving forward your protagonist. I mean, that's usually the case for most stories in the world. Use your villain to your advantage, so that your main protagonist can move forward and grow as a person. Without a villain, well, it is possible for a protagonist to grow by themselves without some villain or someone to fight or something like that, but yeah. In the end, that is also one of Ben Costello's roles in this.
決着も何もタイムオーバーです。ですが、最後にもう一撃を食らいたいというのがお望みなら、叶えてあげてもいいですが。
Ah, so you want to prolong this? He had known that Erika couldn't resist the challenge. After all, Ben already knew what Erika's trick is. He figured it out just a second ago. Even while he spoke with Erika, he had been thinking about it inside his mind. He could finish her with this last strike, and take the fragment!
行くぜ、エリカ。この一撃で決めてやる。
その一撃でおいとましますので、自慢のとんでも推理の中でもとびっきり面白いのをお願いします。
お前の3つ定義は壁、窓、床、天井、チェーンのあらゆる絶対性を主張した。
Alright, here it comes.
しかし1点だけ。あまりのバカバカしさに俺が求めなかった絶対性がある。
Walls, windows, floor, ceiling, and chair, they are like unbeatable. Yeah, there is one possibility that seems too really ridiculous to be true.
それはチェーンを外部から開閉することの可否だ。青き真実、これがお前の3つの答えだ。チェーンの長さ。お前の3つのチェーンは長く、外部からも開閉が可能である。
Okay. That sounds good. Well, there you have it. Ha! What a ridiculous answer. However, if you blindly assume that a lock made by an unbreakable chain makes a lock room unbeatable, then this truly would be a perfect lock room. The blue wedge flung from Balor's hand plunged straight into Erika's chest. As she winced in pain, her hand shook, and the fragment she held flew into the air.
バトラさんの密室定義は壁、窓、床、扉、 チェーンまであらゆる絶対性を主張しました。しかし一つ実にバカバカしい定義が抜けていましたよ。青き真実。バトラさんの密室には天井がなく、壁を乗り越えての入室が可能である。
Ah! Erika's blue scythe swung out from behind her back, catching Balor in the side as he stretched his hand out towards the fragment. Balor's hand didn't reach it. The fragment returned to Erika's hands once more.
トリックのバカバカしさは互角だったようですね。ミステリーマニアなら憤怒しているところでしょうか。しかし私は違う。そのバカバカしさを暴くに至ったその過程に恍惚を覚えます。
Twisted logic. What a wonderful aphrodisiac.
それが探偵フルド・エリカ。
貴様、とっくに答えに至ってやがったな。
いいえ、あなたが青き真実を繰り出してからかけらを奪おうと手を伸ばすまでの一瞬で考えました。私は最初から時間稼ぎ、今の一瞬で初めて私は推理を始めたのですから。
Erika broke the crystal barrier that surrounded him. Yeah, well, can you say that in red though? Then she flew high up into the sky, looking down on Balor and laughing at him as she gave a final bow.
ごきげんよう、バトラさん。私の出番がこれだけだとしても、これで私が用済みで再び忘却の深淵に突き落とされようとも。
Yeah, whatever you say, Erika. I will see you next time. Man, I forgot how much of a big mouth you had.
悔いのない時間でした。
待て。
No one will be foolish enough to wait on command. With a blinding flash, Erika vanished. Angie had gotten the book of the single truth and returned to Ben Castell. Balor and the others had no way to leave the game board. Everything had come to an end. A gold butterfly flitted by, and Bato appeared.
すまぬ、バトラ。エンジェを逃がしてしまった。
You did all you could, no doubt. No one is to be blamed here. Well, this sure was fun. We shall see how things will go from here, though. I do believe we can still turn things around for the better, if we think carefully.
俺もすまねえ。奴らを逃がしちまった。もう、お手上げだ。
Balor had created this game for Angie. Now that Angie was gone, the game board no longer had any purpose. And even if that weren't the case, even now, the game board was being chewed apart by the goats, like a single leaf floating on a sea of nothingness. Thanks to Gertrude and Cornelia's seals, the mansion was protected from the second floor up. The door to the Golden Land was now open wide enough for a child to slip through. The small people, including Maria and Sakutaro, slipped through it.
我が友よ、扉の開きが少し早くなった気がする。
Alright, well, at least now we have Maria and Sakutaro all safe and sound there.
はい。私の目にもそのように見えます。
お父さん、
扉はまだ開きませんか。奴らもうじき窓を破ってきそうです。
クラウス様、どうかご安心を。アイゼルネ・ユングフラウの結界、そうやすやすと破れるものではございません。
もうじき大人も通れるようになります。大丈夫ですよ、間に合います。
しかしどんどんバンバンとすごいありさまでして、その
慌てずに待て。どうせ我らには待つ以外にできることは何もないのだからな。
Even the outer walls of the mansion were covered with goats, and they were plunging their fangs and fists into the walls and windows, trying to break through them. So, there were goats stuck to all the windows in the hallway, smashing their thick arms against the windows in a way that would terrify anyone, even if they knew about the barrier. However, anyone watching the group of goats gathered at the top of the big staircase from the safety of the other side of the barrier would probably feel a different emotion. Instead of terror, it was a sad, empty sort of emotion. The barrier was drawn across the landing at the top of the hall's great staircase. And beyond that barrier, everything had already been eaten away. Was it even possible for those who stood in the hallway of the upper floors to believe that this was the Rokkenjima mansion? By now, no one looking at this scene would be able to imagine such a thing. Forget the hall or even the whole first floor. Even the ground itself was almost gone. The sea of goats had eaten everything apart long before this. And they had eaten apart the whole, the pillars of the mansion, the floor, the ground, the sea, the very concept of the island. Every part of the game board Better had created. And now, the only leftover was the upper part of the mansion, which floated along an empty space.
哀れなことです。
何がなりや。
この島を食い尽くすという快楽に身を任せたヤギたちが自分たちの足場さえ食い尽くし、虚無に落ちて消えていく。
This had once been a huge entrance hall. Beyond it had been a vast rose garden. There had been so many places to stand upon. However, now, holes had been dug everywhere, and nearly everything outside the mansion was completely gone. Some goats were clutching to the few remaining footholds and pillars, still eating away at them. So I guess for now it is, well, kinda safe here. From what I understood, like the goats are still clinging to the windows on the upper floors and all that, trying to get in, but as far as the lower region, everything is being destroyed, like eaten. So they have no foothold. I mean, unless the goats are gonna start using jetpacks, like, unless that happens, I guess we can take a breather for now, like right here.
真実を暴くとは殺すことと心得るものなり。
人はなぜ殺さずには生きられないのです。遠大なる歴史の中であれだけの大勢が奇跡を願いながら、結局は奇跡の余地を自ら食い尽くし、自らの足場さえ食い破って奈落へ落ちていく。
They saw a goat chewing the same pillar that was holding it up, which, unsurprisingly, fell into empty blackness along with the goat.
人間は知るために生きるように定められた悲しい生き物だからです。知ることが
自分の生きる夢や希望を自ら食い尽くすことを意味するなら、人間は死ぬために生まれてきたってことになる。私たちは生きろと教えられます。しかし生きてなすことのほぼ全てが結局は自分を殺している。
それ以上考えるな。頭痛にならん。
私は一人の人間として問いたい。知ることは罪なのですか？無知に生きる方が夢や希望があると。
全知に生きることも無知に生きることも、どちらにも利点はあるし短所もある。そのどちらに生きるのも自由だ。だから人間ってのは無力なんだ。
人は知ることはできても知らぬことはできない生き物な
り。故に全知の神はそれができぬ人間に代わりて、知るべきことと知らぬべきことを分け隔てているものなり。
過ぎた好奇心は夢も希望も殺す。
人は知るべきでないことを知らぬままに忌避できぬ哀れな存在です。バトラ教がそれをエンジェに伝えきれなかったとしても無理もないことです。
そのエンジェももういない。このゲームももうおしまいだな。
Struck down by Will's words, everyone fell silent. Only the sound of the goats eating everything away rang out hollowly. Even if they escaped to the Golden Land, these goats of emptiness will probably chew into that realm eventually as well. Oh, we definitely cannot allow that then. Even if they got away for the time being, nothing would be resolved. It was all set in stone now. They had no way to resist the future's violent attempts to tear the cat box of the past open.
なら、私たちは生きなければ。
Yeah, you know, I did say my idea before that the goats eating the mansion and eventually the Golden Land is, well, not just the Umineko readers, of course, and all that, but also the people of the future. And the reason why I was thinking that it would be the people of the future is because, well, people are probably learning that Hachijo has the Book of the Single Truth. Wow, sensation! Everybody's learning about it. Stay tuned for the opening of the single book of the single book of the single truth at the new opening and stuff. Who knows? Maybe Hachijo is making like an opening for her new book that has the one single truth of the day when the family got murdered and such. So people are gonna start jumping on that, like, right now. And you know what? I have faith in Angie that even if she's gonna end up opening that goddamn book, that, well, she might end up getting hurt in my eyes. But it's all gonna be fine. Or who knows, maybe we're gonna be able to catch up to Angie and Ben Costello and stop them from opening that book. But even if she were to open it, we cannot allow the rest of the world to open the cat box, that's for sure.
人間の愚かさが自ら夢や希望を捨て去ることならば。
I mean, you know what? Angie, in the end, she is family after all. But as Battler and Battle would say, it is none of their damn business, like, what the rest of the world thinks. It's none of their business to open the cat box, damn it. It has nothing to do with them. It's none of their business.
私はそれを最後の1秒まで信じることを選びたい。
いい根性だ。
私は幾百万の世界のベアトリーチェたちの唯一の希望が具現化した存在。 だから私はこんな時でもみんなの希望でなければいけないんです。だから私はまだこのゲームを諦めません。
諦めないとは？
最後の1秒まで奇跡を信じて待つということです。
最後の1秒まであがいてあがき抜こうってわけか。
そうです。
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're gonna keep trying. We're gonna struggle until all this is over, and we're gonna be able to continue our Halloween party. Right after all this, we're gonna throw it. We're gonna throw the best Halloween party in the world. Everyone is invited.
私たちの時だってあの恐ろしい猫の胸の中で死を覚悟したではありませんか。でもラムダデルタさんが助けてくれました。もし奇跡を信じずに諦めていたら私たちは助けられる前に虚無に消えていたに違いない。
私が助けたってよりベルンがあんたたちを殺し損ねたって感じね。あるいはあの子の気まぐれかもしれない。奇跡の魔女の奇跡的な気まぐれってわけね。
How long has she been there? All the time. Lambda Delta was leaning on the handrail of the staircase, eating popcorn. Which, you know, it does bring up the point of how characters are not really dying in Umineko and all that. It's understandable. We're dealing with like on first viewing, at face value, like they're not dying because, well, the rules and the environment of Umineko is a little bit different from what you would see realistically, but metaphysically speaking, well, they are a bunch of characters. You cannot really kill the characters in a story. Well, I guess technically you can kill the story itself if you are to burn all the books in the world that contain that story, and thus, through time, like, if that story is not going to be written, then that story is going to be lost to time. Which, that definitely sucks, but besides that, you cannot really kill the characters of a story. Like, if you want to kill the characters of a story, you have to kill the story itself, but if that were to not happen, well, which I guess that is what, that is the danger of everyone in the world opening the cat box, because if everybody were to learn of the truth, the supposed truth of the Rokkenjima mass murder, then technically all the magic would be gone from that. Like, that would include the Inquisitors, the Cheesters, the Stakes, the Witches. The only ones that would remain would be Beatrice in her normal human form and the family, that's it. So that would mean the death of a lot of characters, like the magical beings. Which we're definitely not gonna allow that. She held a cup of popcorn out as if to say, "Want some?" But Leon declined the offer. Who am I to decline popcorn over here? No.
バトラ君たちが言ってました。エンジちゃんは自分の命と引き換えに真実を得る契約をしたと。
さっきのあんたたちの話によるなら、それは契約じゃないわね。だって人は死ぬために真実を求めて生きてるんでしょ。つまりエンジは自分の生の全てを真実を得るために費やした。それを一瞬の時間にベルンが凝縮しただけのことだわ。
エンジちゃんは夢も希望もなくしたから自らの命を軽んじてしまった。彼女にどうやったら夢や希望を与えられるんですか。どうやったら生きることに意味を見出させることができるんですか。
That is definitely a difficult question that not even I can answer as of right now.
それ私に聞いてんの？
I mean, Angie herself is a relatable person when it comes to how tragedy can affect you. I mean, her entire family died. Yeah, that can change you into worse afterwards, like living all this time, you know, and yeah, it's hard for Angie in this current situation. Like, she's losing it. She is depressed as fuck. She would need a lot of therapy, that's for sure. But she cannot really allow that, to be quite honest. I don't think she can as of right now. So, yeah, how can you change a person like that into better? It's not easy to do that. You can, it's really difficult to give like an easy answer to something like that. Yeah, you are super paper. I guess that implies that you have no brain, because paper has no brain. What? After tossing the last bits of popcorn into her mouth, Lamdatata threw the empty cup into the abyss of nothingness. Like, I cannot say, okay, metaphysically speaking, Angie indeed is the one who is doing all this, and, well, Ben Castell is a representation, like a personification of Angie's wishes to find the single truths, or, like, in past case, find that miracle and such. So I guess you could say that it was all originated from Angie, if we're thinking like that. But story-wise, Ben Castell does have some influence over her as well. It's not as if Ben Castell is not glued to the action either. Lamdatata licked her salty fingers. And then she stared at Leon challengingly and grinned.
エンジェちゃんのゲームは絶対にこれで終わりません。必ずバトラ君の気持ちが通じます。彼女により良い未来を生きてほしいという気持ちが伝わり、彼女が自らそれを選択する。必ず絶対そういう物語になります。
へえ、この絶対の魔女ラムダデルタにあんたが絶対を保証するの？
そうです。私が絶対に保証します。エンジェちゃんのゲームはこのままでは終わりません。だから席を立たないでください。そして私たちも立ちません。私たちにできることは必ずあります。そしてそれが必ず彼女をより良き未来へ誘う。この物語は必ずハッピーエンドになります。だから最後まで見届けてください。お願いします。
Alright. Well, that earns Lambda Delta's admiration for Leon's spirit.
私、絶対の魔女としてこの物語にハッピーエンドはないって宣言しちゃってるんだけど。
ハッピーエンドの定義なんて見る人それぞれが決めることでしょ。
For a while, there was a tense silence. By the confident gaze that seemed to be saying, "Are you serious?" Lambda Delta stared at Leon. However, Leon's eyes didn't even twitch. For some time, they both stared into the other's eyes without flinching. Suddenly, Lambda Delta let out a large sigh and stretched.
行くあてもないし。いいわ。もうちょっとだけ付き合ってあげる。ポップコーンのおかわりをくれたらね。今度はキャラメルフレーバーがいいわ。
黄金鏡へ来てくれればいくらでもご馳走します。
Not a huge fan of caramel, although I never tried popcorn with caramel. I did try ice cream with caramel, and that sucked in my eyes. Lambda Delta awaited them with a thin smile. No one was quite sure what this meant, but it apparently signified her surrender in her own way.
いいわ。あんたがあんたなりの絶対のハッピーエンドを保証するなら、この大ラムダデルタ、もう少しだけ付き合ってあげるわ。本当に私って心が広いわよね。まるで琵琶湖のように。
Lake Biwa?
微妙に狭いな。
そして日本海のように穏やかね。 すごい荒波です。
金形。
おそらく例えが逆かと思われるものなり。
There was some muffled laughter. Lambda Delta has the witch who gives strength to those who possess unshakable willpower. She might have given Leon a bit of magic for that absolute belief in a happy ending.
みんな、私を退屈させるんじゃないわよ。じゃなきゃいつだって私は席を立っちゃうんだからね。
もちろんです。バトラ君も歓迎するでしょう。
Leon understood. In order to fight back against Ben Castel, who had taken Angie outside the board, they would need the power of another who was capable of leaving the board. Their last hope was to make sure Lambda Delta didn't abandon this game. However, judging by Lambda Delta's expression as she hummed to herself cheerily, actually asking her for help was probably going to be a problem.
見て、ゼパル。すごいわ。1階から下がぽっかりだわ。
これは絶景だね。なかなかお目にかかれない景色だよ。
上の様子はどうですか？そうそう、それを知らせに来たの。
やあみんな、お待たせしたね。黄金鏡の扉が開いたそうだよ。
やれやれ。
参りましょう。ここはいつまでも安全ではありません。
Everyone who had been sitting on the staircase got up.
さらば麗しの六軒島だな。
そうですね。こんな光景でさえこれが見納めなのですね。
I wouldn't say that yet. We shall see after all this ends.
何を器用なこと言ってんのよ。見せなさいよ、私に。ハッピーエンド。